Hello, my name is James Gurley and I am the face of Bonsai Shoots, and I'm a photographer based out of Los Angeles, California. So today we're going to talk about how I started on film. Why I started on film, why did I go digital? We'll find out eventually. At the time it was fairly cheap because this is during COVID. I bought a film camera for 20 bucks. It was a Mamiya DTL 1000. I no longer have that camera anymore. It didn't really work, but you know, 20 bucks. It was on eBay. It had like a 55 millimeter 1.8 or f2. I don't really remember, but I know it was a radioactive lens. So I don't know. I got like really skeptical and really didn't want to keep that. So it's like, okay, cool. And there's nothing wrong with radioactive lenses. They actually take very beautiful images. The thing is that you got to put UV light and like a foil to bounce it back or something like that to change the color from brown to back to normal, because it had like thorium inside the glass when they made those. But so I kind of got like leaned away a little bit from it. I gave it to a friend. I think he still has that camera today. I don't know. What is it? A screw mount. I think it was like M42 screw mount. I don't remember what they call it. So I got rid of that. And then I kind of went to thrift stores. I picked up a Mamiya X700, which I still have this camera today. It's this one right here. This is my Minolta X700. So I love this camera. One of my favorites. I've documented a lot of events. I've taken to racetracks and just kind of done street photography with it, and I took wonderful images. I did have a Nikon N70, which was a little bit more like an autofocus, but like I kind of just like, like I don't need it. So I kind of got rid of that and gave it to a friend, and I thought it was a wonderful camera. It's just that this one was cooler because it's 1980s and I like a lot of movies from the 80s and stuff like that, but it's a wonderful camera. And another one I picked up is a little rangefinder. So I picked this up when I was in Japan in 2023. I picked this up at a little camera store for 40 bucks. I saw it, I was like, you know what, I want a cool little rangefinder. So I bought this and I've taken photos with it and I documented one roll because honestly it was kind of very expensive to kind of buy film in Japan, especially because I shoot with a lot of Kodaks. And so I bought this. I picked up some black and white. I think it was like cheapest to buy the Ilford, the C41 black and white. So I bought that and shot that, took it home. I didn't do a great job because I was kind of learning with this camera, but I'll share some images with you that I shot during like Mount Fuji, what I try to get. But I was practicing with this camera, so I thought it was really cool to kind of have that. And this other camera is what I kind of take a lot. This one right here is kind of one of my favorite because it's a long boy. Look at that. It's very cool. There's still a roll in here that I've had since November. I haven't finished it. Just been super busy lately. But this is my Pentax IQ Zoom 170 SL, and this I take a lot everywhere. It's pocketable, and that's the only reason why I like it. I've taken it to Dodger Stadium with me. I've taken it to anime cons. I've shot in like Anime Night Mart with a few friends, and it's just a little fun dad kind of cam. You know, you keep in your pocket and you take on adventures with. And I thought it was a really cool camera. And I know I had like a few Olympuses. I know I gave a couple of those to my friends. I know they're shooting with those, and I know they probably like them. I know my friend loves that Olympus that I let him borrow that he never returned, but it's okay. I'm not too worried about it. I shoot with this more anyways. So, but I can share some images with that Olympus that I've had. It was a little point and shoot, a little bit of like a waterproof, like a kind of like a fat brick. It was kind of cool. It's very 1980s, so it was kind of cool to kind of see that. But so let's talk about like the film that I've shot and like everything about it. And so my Minolta X700, I've shot in a lot of events. I've shot in a lot of racetracks. I've shot in many things with that one. I know I've done a few portrait shoots with it, but I just never really kind of pushed myself to get in more portraits. And I'll share with you in those in a bit. But my Minolta X700, I've documented a lot of events. I know I shot a lot of portrait out of that camera. I've shot in 160 Portra, 400 Portra, and Portra 800. So I've shot a lot of rolls out of that one, mainly Portra. But I've documented a lot of like Union strikes. I know I've done a campaign with CMEX. I believe they're still in court to be in Union or something like that. I don't really know. I'm just a photographer. But I support a lot of unions. I'm very like supportive for labor rights. So that's kind of something I've always kind of been into. So I've shot in a CMEX campaign. I documented the event. This is during COVID, so this is when the 6th Street Bridge was kind of getting built, and so we're just taking photos of like everything that's going on, all the picket signs, and just kind of document life to life. And another one that I shot was an Amazon out in Oxnard. When I shot that, it was very interesting. Early in the morning, honestly, I'm like barely awake at this time, but I've shot like a couple rolls of Portra and share you with those. It's just about a strike about Amazon, not wanting to use union workers, if I remember what this was about. It's kind of been a lot, but I'll post some photos about it. Very out in the freaking, I guess the orchards. It was just like a bunch of orchards. That's what's out pretty much by Oxnard and all that. Somewhere around out there, or Bakersfield, one of them. I think that's what it's like, right in between that whole area. So I went out there, just shot some photos, document the event. Very interesting. I know they had like a big giant rat, if I remember. There was like a big giant rat, calling like there were a bunch of rats. That's all I really remember. Then after that, went home. And so from there, I did a lot of street photography, or I tried to, and I was never really good at it, and I just didn't have an eye for street photography. I just had more of like a documentary, like kind of like what goes on. And I know I've shot a lot of like, you know, things, and I thought it was cool. So I've been through like LA, Little Tokyo. Mostly is where I kind of really did street photography at the time. I know I shot some in Tokyo, or I tried to, but I was kind of never really good at it. I never really had an eye for street photography. But mainly I shot with cars. That's kind of mainly what I've shot with, going to Apple Valley Speedway, shooting with cars. That's something I've always been good with. Since I still shoot cars today, I'm a very big car enthusiast. I love AE86s. That's kind of one of my biggest things. I love those old Toyotas, and that's just kind of my things. But I mainly shoot cars. I've shot a lot of events on film, and I'll share a lot of my like Andy Slay Day. What else did I shoot? I think I did a few non-series that I've also shot on film. I usually just shoot one roll, and I'll just have my digital camera to the side, and it was quite having my point and shoot because it was kind of easy to carry instead of having like all this like wrist straps. I had the other one in my pocket, pull it out whenever I need to, and just shoot from there. So I've shot non-series. I've shot in like car meets and hanging out with friends, and anime cons is kind of where I shot. I know I've shot in Anime Expo. I shot a few at Anime Night Mart, and I shot in Anime Impost LA. I don't think I did OC for that one. No, I don't think I've ever did OC because I kind of forgot the camera at home. And no, I didn't go to Anime Impulse OC 2025 because I had to help my brother do something. But so I skipped that one. But I shot a lot of anime cons and cosplayers and shoot with friends at parties, and just kind of something fun to have. And just, it's kind of like I said, it's like a dad cam, and it's kind of like something that I kind of like having around. So whenever I'm at a party, I just take photos of friends and just document my daily life with my little point and shoot. So I don't really do anything artsy with it. I tried to, but I don't think I have an eye for street photography kind of stuff. So but mainly I've just been shooting digital for a lot of my portrait work or commercial or anything that I need to do. I usually just use a digital camera because that's kind of what they want. Nobody wants to wait on getting a roll and getting it done, and, you know. But I still shoot film as a hobby, and it's kind of something I won't do professionally. But eventually I want to do some portraits, and like I'll try to get more into it because I've only shot like a couple portraits, and I kind of want to do a little bit more. I know I have some Japanese film that I kind of been sitting on. I have like Fujifilm Venus 800, and I know I have some Provia that's still laying around, and I have the older Across version 1, because I know they have the Cross 2, that's the black and white. When I get to those, and I'll try to show you guys like some of my portrait shoots, but for now I'm just doing like a little bit of vlogs and kind of getting to like my portrait work or like my film work. And the next one's gonna be my digital, and I'm gonna explain more of my digital. So I think that's what I have for now today. Please like, comment, subscribe, leave a goofy comment, and I hope you guys have a nice day and just keep on shooting.